Yeah, my bartending is like pretty subpar. Pass it down. Actually, this is the first one. How are you guys?
Good, man.
Good.
Great show, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Does anybody need a spray or a?
Ginger ale?
Yeah, I mean, there's. I think enough for you to have an entire can for yourself. Yeah.
If I can get one.
Ginger ale?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
You want to switch up?
No, Sprite, please, if I can. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hydration. We have enough.
Oh, we do? Anyone else? Spray. Right in here. Cool. No? Why not? Cool.
I just like help myself.
Let me know when everyone's got a drink, man. Cool. Right on. Turn on. Hello. He brought me in this exact room. I think it must have been like 4 years ago. Right there, I remember it vividly. He had a little piece of cow pie that was encased in lucite, and he said genuine Texas bullshit. I still have it. Yeah, I'll never forget that. Hell yeah. And then Gunnar started a correspondence with my buddy Brooks while you were at school. I don't know if you know, but I was living with him at the time, so I was reading like all on Chicago Street. Yeah, man. Everyone got a drink?
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys so much for coming to the show.
No
I
problem.
appreciate you all bringing in. Cheers. L'chaim, salud. Thank you so much. Let me clink it. Look each other in the eye. Style. Thank you. Beautiful. I have some bad news. Can I prop myself up on this bar? And I think you guys are welcome to bounce if you have other shit to do right now. You don't have to stay and babysit.
Stay and hang out,
Okay,
and
cool.
I'm gonna go do my stuff.
All right.
Does anyone need anything?
I'm good. Thank you.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah, thank you.
Have fun.
The really bad news is that the toaster that printed my face on pieces of toast died.
I didn't know it would print your face. That's insane.
It was a novelty printer. It was Drew or TM's idea, and it would print the version of my face from the cover of Times Infinity.
Dude.
It was very hit or miss. Like every seventh piece of toast, you could tell what it was. I was also getting extremely poor reviews on the quality of the toast that we were giving because it was from like 3-day-old bread that we had in our van, and I had no spread for it, so it was just like a dry toast souvenir. And also reviewed as being very egotistical move. So the toast isn't here tonight. So feel free to be extremely disappointed and shortchanged on that.
It's all good.
However, there's not really like a plan for this at all. I would love it if you guys are curious about anything and I could answer any questions you had, or if not, I will find something to talk about.
Yeah, how are you not dying of heat stroke right now?
Well, it's kind of cool in this room. I was dying a little bit on stage, and then sometimes you forget that you're wearing a sweatshirt. I was just sort of in the moment, and I realized like, I can take this thing off. I'm allowed to do it. And yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty comfortable. I had my sweatpants night tonight, so this is like a pajama party in Dallas. Yeah, it's the way.
I mean, that was a perfect moment to pull the sweater on too. Whoa, that was a great finale.
It's
Just
our-
going fucking hard.
It's our first tour having that as our encore, and I like it that way.
Dude, yeah,
great.
it's.
Dude, yeah.
I was actually wondering if you were going to hear it at all because you said
Yeah.
in the pre-show that you were going to mix up old stuff and new stuff, so I was very excited about that.
That's one of those ones that's a popular song that I have that we also as a band just love playing.
Yeah.
So it always goes hard, and I like doing the 16-note stuff on that one. So yeah, we're not dropping that out of the set anytime soon. But we also got really excited when we were in rehearsals and we were figuring out where in the set we would put, because I knew I wanted, even like the moment I started writing Tiny Dogs Queens Part 3 and had it as the first track on the new album, I knew I wanted them to go consecutively at the concert.
Which is
But
awesome.
we didn't,
fantastic.
but we
Good
didn't know
idea.
where in the set it would go, and it was sort of thrown out there as just a nothing suggestion to put it last, as because we thought it would go near the beginning of the set, but then we started thinking about it more and thought that could be a powerful way to end the set. So yeah, once it got clear that we really wanted to end with that and decided to do the classical thing first, it just made sense to put Roll as the encore. Thought about doing it as the first song, and then thought, where do we go from there?
Gotta go off with that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's exactly what you do. So, great show. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
And the guys too. So.
I know, right? We're working with all this new technology this year that you may have noticed. It skipped actually in the middle of the set, and yeah, we had a couple times. It was during Brave New World. The track actually skipped forward, and we got turned around on the 1 and 3. So it's just a new thing that we have to battle with, because in the past I've been so like steadfast about never wanting to play anything to track. So we still have very little compared to a lot of groups. It's like 90% from what you're hearing on stage. But now that we have a track in there, which is how we're able to operate the lights, there's just more stuff that can glitch out of our control.
I mean, you got another 55 shows to worry about.
I know, right? It's so overwhelming to think about. Now I feel like we're in the middle of tour, but really, yeah, 5 shows deep. It's crazy. It's our longest tour yet. Yeah, I just found out my buddy Jackson, who directs a lot of my music videos, his dad is going to be our driver in Europe. But yeah, he's a retired airline pilot, and he was joking one day when I was staying at his place in Western Massachusetts that he would be our driver for Europe, and then he started, like most of the things with my album and my career, it's just like starts out as a joke and we actually do it. And so he's coming, but he called me today because he got talked out of it by his wife to do the whole tour. So he's only doing half the Europe tour now because she doesn't want to be away from him for that whole time.
Half the total Europe tour.
Europe tour, yeah. So I think he was a little bit sheepish about that, but it's gonna be really fun. We got actually Max, my cousin, who plays keyboard and trumpet for us a lot. He's an elementary school teacher, which is why he wasn't up on stage tonight. He couldn't get the whole semester off, but he's going to come from New York and Boston and join us and then play the whole West Coast with us too. So we have most of the original crew from Harbor Castles and All You Can Do Tour doing this one. Yeah, I wasn't sure a couple, like 6 months to a year ago, if I'd be able to get most of the same people. It's been, but for me, it's like summer camp. So if you can't bring the same people back, it's just a bunch of mercenaries. It doesn't almost feel like what's the point of doing it. Yeah.
Do you think there's ever going to be a time where we're going to see Saunders again?
Dylan?
Yeah.
Maybe. Dylan is always down, and he hops on LA area shows. So the only thing about Dylan doing tour is just he is an actor first and foremost. His career vision is to break in theater and film and TV, and he's an incredible actor. And you know, it was just kind of lucky timing that I got him as my backup singer in 2012. And all these tours are kind of like right place in someone's life for them to come on, so I wouldn't rule it out. But Camila is our first singer who it's like, it makes sense to bring her back every tour she wants to. If she were to blow up, which I would definitely not rule out, then maybe I'll be opening up for her at some point. You just never know, like with Anderson. So, I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out, but it would have to just be the right gap in his life where things open up for him. Because right now he's doing a run of shows in a theater production in New Mexico, and he's always auditioning. And if you leave on a 3-month tour, it takes you out of the audition pool for a long time. Yeah, but it's been amazing to tour with Camila, and she's like the most positive person you could possibly have on tour. Actually, Dylan is like that kind of person too. Just like a glue person who doesn't piss anybody off in the bus.
She compliments you perfectly.
Right on.
On stage, absolutely speaks very well.
I feel
She's
super lucky. I don't mind being upstaged by her because she is fucking amazing. And well, yeah, I mean, I totally meant every word I said about being surrounded by more talented musicians than myself. Like, I consider myself a writer before being a musician, and I'm just glad that there's people on the stage who can make the music sound good. And yeah, she's incredible. Her solo music's really incredible too, so if you get a chance to pick her CD up, I would definitely recommend it. If you guys have any other things you're curious about, I'm happy to answer. I am also planning on just going around, and if you want to take a picture or anything signed, you know, anything like that, I'm happy to too. You don't have to, ask. Yeah.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, what's up?
Well, in Mobile, you had it's a cameo.
Yeah.
Would y'all ever, maybe is there something a song or something?
Years ago, we talked about it. I went back and forth with him on a couple of song ideas, and he seemed down in theory. The thing is, now I don't even know what he's doing next with his career. I don't know if he knows.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he alluded toward that at the end of what I asked that because what was still fairly recent. So
Yeah.
And you just came out with X Infinity, and he's looking to do something else.
Yeah, I think me and him are both sort of in a similar headspace, which I don't know if he said he's formally retiring or anything. I'm definitely not. Like, I'm never retiring. I mean, I might move away from doing music as my next project, but I'm never going to stop doing it. But I would only do it again if I felt like I have an idea for something better. It might be a while before I do another full album. But I am doing another jazz hip hop project next, Invisible Ink, which was this thing I put out in 2007. And we're doing a 10-year anniversary second album, and we're going to go tour a bunch of international territories that I can't afford to do with the big production that I have right now. So the plan is for us to do another Invisible Ink album in the winter, and then us to go to like Southeast Asia and Japan, Russia, and stuff, and just like travel, because those guys are all down for like backpacking and hostel kind of stuff. Whereas, you know, like the bus and the lights that I have right now, there's no way I could afford to do that in a club in Bangkok or something.
It's pretty cheap.
Yeah, but yeah, certain things are pretty cheap. It's exciting though, and I think after this I might like do what I did with the essay collection and work on a screenplay or something totally different. But always come back to music. I mean, as I add different things that I do, I don't view it as I'm leaving a genre. I view it as I'm adding that to something that I do, and eventually I'll work myself back to it. But the more things you're trying to do, the longer it takes. Especially, I'm not trying to suck it down. I'm really trying to get good. So, to just leave everything behind and try and be a screenwriter, it definitely takes a lot of elbow grease. So. We'll see. Did Bo say that he's officially retiring, or did he just allude to it?
It was debated heavily. I mean, you've done that in AMAs before, and he did the same thing after What released, and so many people watched. I watched it at least half a dozen times through the period of a week. But he was intentionally vague, and there was a lot of arguments about it. But it's not that he's quitting stand-up comedy; he might be putting it on the back burner. It's up in the air. I think he did that intentionally with his last song of the entire set. I mean, he's not even releasing the album version of it. He said it takes a lot of headache. But he was intentional.
That's kind of how I feel personally too, because I don't know. I want to really allow myself to just finish this tour and see where I'm at. I have this incredible luxury of being a professional artist that has a group of people willing to support me, and I know that I have the luxury to be able to choose what I am passionate about. So I'm gonna finish the tour, reevaluate, do some soul searching, figure out where my head's at.
I'm sure whatever you do, we'll all be there to support you with.
For sure.
I appreciate that. I was having a similar conversation with somebody the other day about how betrayed I felt when Bill Watterson stopped writing Calvin and Hobbes. And I went off to Vermont and started painting watercolors. It's like, fuck you, man. But you gotta respect that too. I'm not saying it's the same for me, or like I place myself in that category, but it is a fine line between wanting to support people who supported you the whole time and give them what they want, but also do what you want and not like just keep doing the same shit because you think that's what people want to hear, because usually you don't want regurgitated, lukewarm like stuff that's just a 50% quality version of something that was already done before anyway. So.
Well, you could have seen it transition into different work. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm hoping that it's like the moment that I hit 30 in a week and a half, my like just full beard just like shoots forward in my face.
Every 30 in a week and a half.
September 15th.
Way to age well.
Happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday, yeah.
Bro, I thought you just graduated high school or something.
I mean, I did, but that's because I got held back 12 times. I'm gonna go around right now and just like individually say what's up to you guys. If you want to take a picture or anything, just please let me know. Hello to the GoPro crowd out there.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure at all. Talk amongst yourselves so you don't see me pulling awkward expressions in these photos. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I'll see you all in like a minute and a half.